After a solid 4-0 win on Thursday night, Liverpool look more and more likely to finally clinch a quadruple and make football history. However, some potentially more promising news came out the game from off the pitch, rather than on it. We will dive into that today, whilst also discussing all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, but first, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Liverpool head coach Arne Slot believes his side are finally starting to get the best out of Darwin Núñez, having learned a more effective way to play with a number 9. The Uruguay international impressed with his work rate and all-round contribution in Thursday's Carabao Cup semi-final second leg win over Spurs, despite not really having a genuine goal-scoring chance. Núñez has alternated with Diogo Jota in the central attacking role, while winger Luis Diaz has been deployed as a false 9 on a number of occasions. Jota is likely to get the nod to start against Championship bottom side Plymouth in the FA Cup, as he needs minutes after coming off the bench late on against Spurs, having missed 4 matches with another injury and been an unused substitute at Bournemouth last weekend. However, Núñez's progress offers hope he can still have a long-term future at the club, and Slot thinks that is down to a greater understanding of what he wants from a striker. "I think in general we use the number 9 better and better than we maybe did in the beginning of the season," he said. "That is the positive thing of playing more games, training more together, and having more meetings together. You can highlight that a bit more as well. I think in the beginning of the season we were quite dependent on our wingers, but I see that we are starting to use our 9 more and more in situations that we have to use him. As a result of that, these players come in promising positions and they have just as much quality as our wingers. So if you put Jota in a promising position, or if Diaz plays there, or Darwin, they will give you what we are all hoping for, and that's goals and assists." Slot is expected to make numerous changes for the trip to Devon, with the final Merseyside derby hosted at Goodison Park to come on Wednesday. The Championship outfit's win last weekend may have been only their second since early November, but the Liverpool head coach is wary his team selection may, inadvertently, make his side's task harder. That was the case for the Reds' final Champions League match against PSV Eindhoven, in which a second-string team went down to only the club's 3rd defeat all season. It's always a tricky tie no matter what team you play, because it's an away game, it's their final probably, as it is many times when Liverpool comes anywhere, Slot added. But it is true that if you play with a team that hasn't played so much together, that is always for the players a bit more difficult. But I think we've seen already a few times when we played with a team that hasn't played already together, even in Eindhoven in the Champions League, these players were able to play a very good game. It's important in these moments for some players that don't get playing time to have their playing time, so whenever we need them, they are ready. If you never play them, then it's so difficult for them to be ready if we do get some injuries or suspensions. In some huge Liverpool news, Liverpool fans could be hopeful of progress in Virgil van Dijk's contract talks, with the Dutchman's agent spotted with club officials at Anfield on Thursday night. Van Dijk scored the 4th goal of the night and his 26th for Liverpool to seal a 4-0 victory over Spurs and reach the Carabao Cup final. Substituted late on, the Dutchman was given a raucous ovation by those packed into Anfield as a gesture of his standing among supporters in what could be his final months with the club. Speaking to Sky Sports after the game, Van Dijk rejected claims he had already signed a new contract as absolute rubbish, insisting he had no idea regarding his future. But the hope will be that progress can be made soon, with the Times' Paul Joyce reporting that the captain's representatives were sat alongside Liverpool sporting director Richard Hughes at Anfield on Thursday night. While talks will obviously not have been held in the director's box, it is a sign that more meetings are taking place this week regarding an extension. It is Hughes who is leading negotiations over new deals for Van Dijk, Mohamed Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold, along with others such as Ibrahima Konate, aided by Fenway Sports Group's CEO of football Michael Edwards. Joyce reports that dialogue is continuing, though there was little in the way of an update regarding the mood around talks. In his interview with Sky Sports on Thursday, Van Dijk insisted his focus was purely on the task at hand, with it a case of job done against Spurs. "The only thing I'm focusing on is the game ahead of me, and I'm feeling good," he explained. "I think everyone can see that, and what the future brings at the moment, I've got no idea. So anyone who says they know it, they are absolutely wrong, but we'll see what happens." In other news, Liverpool have submitted their 21-man Premier League squad for the second half of the 2024/25 season, with just one solitary change made to it. The Reds' league title surge has made way for domestic cup commitments this week, with the Carabao Cup final already reached and a trip to Plymouth to come in the FA Cup 4th round. Arne Slot's table-topping side return to Premier League action next Wednesday evening for a huge trip to Everton in the last ever Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. Victory will take Liverpool 9 points ahead of Arsenal at the top of the table, which would feel like a significant lead, but dropped points would allow the Gunners back in. The Reds have now submitted their official squad after the January transfer window closed, with just one alteration made to it from the start of the campaign. Only Tom Hill, who left in January on free transfer to Harrogate, drops out of the squad from the list submitted at the end of last summer's window. There have to be no more than 17 players who don't fit into the homegrown criteria, with a maximum of 25 individuals allowed in the squad. There are a total of 6 homegrown players in the squad: Simon Kelleher, Vitesse Lavjaros, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez, Curtis Jones and Tyler Morton. Meanwhile, the notable under-21 players included are Connor Bradley, Jarell Quansah, Harvey Elliott, James McConnell, Trey Naoni and Rio Ngamoha. They are registered in that bracket, meaning they don't need to be named in the main squad, which is the same in the Champions League. Ngamoha has, however, replaced Hill in the Senior List A in Europe's Premier competition, following his aforementioned switch to Harrogate. Here's hoping these are the lads who inspire Liverpool to Premier League glory. Finally, Sunderland manager Regis Lebris has provided an update regarding Liverpool youngster Jayden Danz's debut on loan at the Stadium of Light. The Black Cats signed the 19-year-old on a temporary basis earlier this week, snapping him up for the remainder of the season. It is seen as a great chance for Danz to mature as a footballer in a tough league, as he looks to help Sunderland earn promotion from the Championship. Unfortunately, a back injury has made for a frustrating start to life at his new club, with the striker returning to Liverpool to receive treatment after his medical revealed the issue. Dan suffered a similar issue in pre-season last year, seeing him miss several months of action and only make his first appearance of the campaign in November. Speaking about the Liverpool attacker's debut at Sunderland, Lebris admitted that the club are handling him with care, meaning he may not feature for weeks. "We don't know at the moment with Jayden," Lebris said. "We probably have to take it week by week. He's still a very young player, and it's fair to say that we have to protect this player. So we will work with Liverpool to find the right moment to bring him into the side." Sunderland are 4th in the Championship table currently, with 16 matches remaining, sitting just 3 points away from the automatic promotion places. Assuming Danz can get over this injury problem in relatively quick time, the next 3 months are a great chance for him to showcase his talent. At 19, he has already looked the part for Liverpool, scoring 3 goals in 9 appearances, possessing a natural swagger that catches the eye. The Championship is a league that can chew young players up or see them thrive, but Danz has the confidence to be a difference maker for Sunderland. If he excels at the Stadium of Light, helping the Black Cats return to the Premier League, he will then be primed to return to Liverpool for pre-season, looking to impress Arne Slot. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, I'll see you in the next video.